Hey, Nittany Nation, thanks for joining. I would say us, but just going to be me tonight, bringing you some Penn State news and thoughts and what's going on with Penn State with 11 days until the season kicks off against Nevada. So, kind of a lot in the news right now. Penn State got a big recruit. Josh Pate's in town to do interviews with James Franklin. We got a clip of that we can show you, and we got a new hater out there in the world for us to watch too. So, big news of the day is Josh Pate flew into State College today, watch practice, and also catch up with Coach Franklin and Drew Allar. Haven't seen the Drew Allar interview yet, but I have seen some of the James Franklin interview. Um, Always cool to hear Coach Franklin talk. We did get a clip shared with us before the show. So take a look at that here in a few minutes. Big recruit that was signed was a cornerback from Pittsburgh, the best in PA, stay in PA, as we know. So with that, let's get started. I'm going to start here with the clip of James Franklin talking to Josh Pate that I found on Twitter and was really interesting.
Penn State job, you knew what came with it. When you decided to be the quarterback at Penn State, this is what comes with it. You don't fill up a 107,000 seat stadium with normal people. Fans is short for fanatics, right? Like you drove around this town. Where do they all come from? Right? So that's what comes with it.
Yeah, and obviously Coach Franklin here is talking about the expectations placed on not just the program, not just him, not just Drew Allar, just everything in total. Expectations are sky high this year, and it's time to live up to them. So let's continue to watch this interview here.
You knew what came with it. When you decided to be the quarterback at Penn State, this is what comes with it. You don't fill up a 107,000 seat stadium with normal people. Fans is short for fanatics, right? Like you drove around this town. Where do they all come from? Right? So that's what comes with it. And we embrace that. The best part about all of it, we're in total control.
Right.
We're in total control to change the narrative. But I love that, like, these are the conversations we're in. That's why I came to Penn State.
James Franklin.
Yeah, I just like how you can see the passion coming out, Coach Franklin, in this interview. He knows the expectations are there. He knows it's kind of now or never. Just to see him get fired up, he knows the fans want it. He knows the talk from outside. Can you win a big game? The narrative, like he's talked about it. They are in control to change the narrative, and it's all in front of them. You have the 3 easy games to start off the season with Nevada, FIU, and Villanova. And you're right in after that bye week, you're right into it with Oregon. That's the first step to change the narrative of this program, which is James Franklin can't win the big game. They can beat all the teams they're supposed to beat. The Indiana, Illinois, Washington, Boise, SMU. Like, this program is really good at beating the teams they're supposed to beat. But they haven't taken that next step and beat somebody that's more talented than them. And I think that's really the difference this year. You look on paper, Penn State should be the best team in the Big Ten. As we know, paper champions doesn't go very far. We all know this. But on paper, Penn State should be the best team in the Big Ten. And with those expectations, it's really going to be hard to meet them. But it's time. It really is. I don't want to say Penn State deserves something, because you don't deserve to win a national title in college football. That's just not how this works. It's just not. But just to hear the passion, and that he's hearing it. They're hearing it, but they also control that narrative. So it's time to change it. Can they change it? Only time will tell. But this also leads into another video here that we have for you that we'll fire up here. And
tired of just coming up short. I mean, every single year, it's the same story with James Franklin. You beat the teams that you're supposed to, but once you face Ohio State, once you get to the playoffs and you're playing Notre Dame, once you finally have that test to show that James Franklin has gotten the Nittany Lions over the hump, and every time they come up short, James Franklin, if you cannot get this done this year, then what more is it going to take?
Yeah, and obviously this is from CBS Sports HQ. Just saying what kind of everybody's been saying. Like this is the year for Penn State. It's now or never. But he's gonna kind of touch on if he doesn't make it to the national title, should he be fired? So we'll continue on the video here.
You almost got ran out of Bieber Stadium by a frat boy last season because you lost the game. So again, I just make the case and say this: James Franklin, Penn State, the fans, the culture, the program itself, they are tired of coming up short year in and year out. I mean, they're almost like the equivalent of the Dallas Cowboys in college football. It's the name, it's the brand. You get right there, and then you just don't have the results to show for it. So James Franklin, if you don't get it done this year, then I am going to start the Fire James Franklin chant.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you were to actually look objectively at last season, you would have to say Penn State exceeded expectations. You're coming in, the first goal is to make your first college football playoff. You checked off that mark. You played in the Big Ten championship game, which most people weren't picking Penn State to play in the Big Ten national or Big Ten championship game. Pretty much it was pretty one-sided. It was Ohio State and Oregon were destined to meet in the Big Ten championship, and Michigan helped Penn State out, and Penn State came up a little short in the Big Ten championship game. But as we know, it's the conference championship is really diminished now with the college football playoff, and the national title is always going to take precedence over a conference championship. So any day, any fan's going to trade a conference championship for a national championship, just like Ohio State fans did. Ohio State fans do not care that they did not win the conference last year after they came up and won the national title. I do think this is taking it a little far
when you
here.
say get this done, what is that? Is it making the national championship? Is it winning it?
National championship or bust.
Yeah, so those are sky high expectations. What other coach would you say right now in college football would have those expectations put on them that, hey, if you don't win a national title out of 137 teams, you're gone. I don't think there's another coach in the country that's being said about right now other than Coach James Franklin. Is it realistic expectations? Yes.